was half man, half bird. In turn, the Rapa Nui people of Easter Island worship the Birdman as the predecessor of all humans.
One of the central focuses of the rituals, the annual rituals at Easter Island, was that of Tangatu Manan, the Birdman. And the Birdman is a universal symbol that we find in many parts of the globe that relates to ancestry associated with figures, characters in feather coats, who were seen to be able to go between this world and the next. And here we have these same ideas on Easter Island. Is there more to see on the island?
We have a lot more to see on the island.
Okay.
So let's go.
Okay.
After showing Giorgio and David the ancient petroglyphs, Aniata takes them to a site that has some of the most striking statuary in the Marquesas.
Right now we are at the Tohua of Temehia. So the Tohua is the gathering place. And so this sculpture here is a modern sculpture.
But is this based on something old?
Yes, because the site that we're on was rebuilt. Even though it's modern, it's really based on the original statue.
Oh, wow. Okay. Is this considered a tiki?
Yes, these tikis represent the population.
So, to the Marquesan people, what is a tiki?
A tiki at first was the representation of our god of magic and sorcery. He was one of the only gods in French Polynesia that has the face of a man. He became our protector because when you have a tiki by your side, then you're protected from your enemy.
In the Marquesas, the word tiki can be used to refer both to an ancestral figure that came to the islands in ancient times, as well as the statues that represent him. They are variously carved in both wood and stone, and often depict a being with large, goggle-like eyes.
The lore has it that Tiki was the primary ancestor and was created in the image of the sky god. The local people made statues in honor of their creator god, Tiki, and used them in worship.
And this is what Tiki looks like?
Yes, because they say in the legend that when Tiki left the earth, they made a sculpture of how he looked like, just to have something to remember from Tiki. So that's how he looked like, actually.
It looks very strange to me. This is a representation of what your ancestors thought this figure looked like. It doesn't look like a man, it looks weird.
Yeah, I mean, he sort of looks like a man, but with these big goggle eyes and the elongated head and everything, he looks like an extraterrestrial.
From what you know, do you think that the people of the Marquesas went as far as Easter Island? Are there any legends or stories behind that?
So there is one story where when they said that one chief of the island sent his 7 sons to Easter Island because they were fighting a lot over here. So he sent them away, told them if they wanted to come back, they had to make peace with one another.
7 brothers? Princes who left the Marquesas Islands for Easter Island hundreds of years ago?
I think it's really fascinating that in the Marquesas there's a story of 7 brothers that were exiled by their father in order to go to Easter Island. You combine that with the fact that there is this platform on Easter Island with 7 moais standing on there, that would indicate to me that the Marquesas and Easter Island are in fact connected.
But if the stone carvings and ancient legends prove that the origins of Easter Island can be found some 2,000 miles away in the Marquesas, could there have been another, perhaps extraterrestrial reason for the exile of the 7 royal brothers from their homeland? Ancient astronaut theorists say yes, and suggest the evidence points to everything from the strange faces of the Tiki gods to bloody stories of human sacrifice. astronaut theorists Giorgio Tsoukalos and David Childress are in the remote Marquesas Islands. They are searching for clues that may help them solve some of the most compelling mysteries concerning an island located some 2,000 miles to their east, Easter Island.
I think it's really fascinating that of all the standing heads in Easter Island, 7 of them actually point in the direction of the Marquesas. And so now the question is why? I think it's quite possible that the Marquesas and Easter Island are in fact connected.
But perhaps equally compelling, if not